And welcome back. Episode 18. Episode 18, Three Dudes Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Broden Wunderlich. To my right, Liam Owens. And even to my writer, Easton Bennett.
To my writer, episode Justin Jefferson.
That man did some stuff today.
Guys, we're wearing the Vikings jersey again. I thought about taking it off because last time you called out how many episodes have you worn it, and I'm going to wear it till they lose because they just kick the shit out of the Bills.
Would we say it's like 40% of the episodes you've worn it?
Now it's getting up there, yeah. With the slim amount of episodes, in the majority of the episodes with the jersey on, the numbers are adding up. But yeah, Vikings, big win. Had to wear it. Had to. We're back, though. Episode 18. How you boys doing?
It's a good week.
Can't complain.
Liam and I had an adventurous night last night with pull tabs, so...
Do you have a story to share? Your pull tab story? People love a good
Liam
gambling
tells
story.
it really well because he was involved from start to finish.
Yeah. We get to the strike, sit down, we go hit the ATM, grab a beer, go to the table, look at each other and say, you want to play a little pull tabs? And say, sure.
Look at each other.
Say, so we go over there, $2 bin, and connect on that one.
You guys looked up at each other and just both right in front of the face.
Knew it.
$2 bin.
Oh, we connected all
bin.
right.
And I put in 20, Broden put in 30. Grab them. We're ripping them open. We get to like 6 left. And Broden goes, well, we tried. I open it on up, 100. The 200s stacked on top of each other. And I go, we ain't done yet. We just hit 100 fucking bucks. And he goes, well, what do you want to do? I mean, we'll split it down the middle, 50-50. Or I guess if you go up there and you put it in if you put it back in to buy more, I won't be mad. And I said, all right, we'll see what happens when I get up there.
I'll think about it on my trip to the counter.
On the whole walk there. I go up there and I hand it to him, and he goes, 600, not bad. I said, excuse me? And
excuse me?
I said, no, those all came off the same one. And he goes, yeah, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. Because I don't play pull tabs enough to realize that when they stack on top of each other, it's that much. And I said, oh. Okay. And then he takes the money out and starts putting it down there, and he goes, here you go. I go, thank you.
We're not going to go back in, sir.
No, I said, that's enough for us. Yeah,
we're good for a couple months, I think. I won't see you for a while.
And so I walk back to the table, and Broden goes, would you put it back in or what? And I fucking hold up a wad of hundreds.
That's not $100.
No, it's more than.
Where'd you get all that?
It's more than.
Greater than.
It was, very greater than.
I go and I grab him by the head and I kiss him on the cheek and I said, $600 fucking.
Actually?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was saying, which part of this story is fabricated?
Dude, we almost danced around a pole that was in the middle of our table. We were losing our mind. Everybody was getting pissed at us at the table because they're like, you guys already are up $600? We're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually you do the dancing on a pole to earn the $600, not after you have it.
No, after you have it is even more electric than dancing to earn.
Yeah.
That's true. We love a good pull tab. Like 3 years in a row on my birthday, I've hit 600 or 800. You were with me last year, but hopefully we can do that again.
Birthday's and it's not like $600 is that much, but when you're only expecting 100,
and
he comes back, and I'm like,
just the most pleasant surprise.
Yeah, just bricked up after that one.
You can't complain at all. So that's what I left. You got the little over 300 because you put in 30, and I got whatever. Yeah. Well, you bought a round of shots for everybody too.
Lucky Strike comped you guys a hotel room that night. Try to gamble it back.
They could have tried.
The Lucky Strike was lucky stroking in the pull tabs bucket. Let me tell you.
I love that. Yeah, pull tabs are fun. I played pull tabs actually Saturday night. Or not Saturday, Friday night. No, Friday night. I just went to the Lamp for like an hour with my parents and put in $20. Didn't get anything. I got $5 back.
But it went right back into the bucket, didn't it?
He's like, $5 nice. I'm like, no, there's 100 of them actually.
Look at it again.
Yeah. No. Flips it around.
David blamed him. Just wiped over it. Says $6,000 on it.
I should take one of the fives home, copy it, do some counterfeit work.
There you go.
Make a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would work.
You could fool them.
I suppose the guy could, yeah.
So when you played, do you always do the $2?
No, those are the $1 cardboard by the VLTs.
Oh, yeah.
Virtual Lottery Terminals, I think it stands for.
VLTs. Slaughters.
Video Lottery Terminals or something like that. The slot machines.
Like the electronic ones?
Yeah, that's what they call them in Canada. But I think here they're just electric pull tabs or electric E-tabs. E-tabs.
Yeah, E-tabs. The Buffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what slots.
When I was in Canada, no. Well, they're not technically slots.
Right.
Yeah.
But in Canada, they call them VLTs. Video lottery terminals.
I only know that from Trailer Park Boys.
Of course. That's what I got a good story about those too. A couple years ago, so every Christmas, our company hosts a Christmas party where they rent out a booth for the Toros hockey game.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have everyone there. They cater, get over there. We go up and there's little prizes and shit. And so afterwards, me and a coworker went out to the bar. And this was right around when the E-Tabs started coming out.
Yep.
And I'd never played them before yet. And so I sat down and I'm playing the Buffalo. I put $20 in and I'm just sitting there spinning and he's sitting next to me and I see 3 golden Buffalo pop up on there and he looks over at me and he punches me in the fucking leg and he goes, "You just won $500." And I'm just looking at the screen. I'm like, what? Didn't have a fucking clue what was going on. I go, "Are you shitting me?"
Was it 500?
Yeah. 500, 3 golden Buffalo ripped across, and never won again.
I see people win big ones like that on the E-Tabs all the time. I haven't hit one over $100 on the E-Tabs ever.
Like the amount of times I look over at like this old rich person that doesn't need any money, and their balance on the E-Tabs is like $4,500. Like I just want to walk over, push them off their chair, hit the cash out voucher, and take it.
I was like, I just want to kidnap them, kill them, take all their stuff.
It's like you don't need this.
Yeah. We were at the I don't know if you're there, but it was in that corner booth, and some guy hit like 2,000 twice, hit 500,
yes, I remember
and then he hit like a 400. But he was ripping through $2, like not even letting the machine breathe, just $2, just hammering it.
Not
and I'm
even
like,
letting it breathe.
I'm like, when is this guy gonna cash out? And then like hit a 500 3 spins later. I'm like, apparently not now.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he had $4,500. He cashed out.
That's so messed up, dude. And
Why can't I do that?
I was talking to a different coworker today. I told him the story that me and Broden hit $600, and he goes, "Oh, that's pretty nice, $600 and this and that." And I go, "It's fun. It's a fucking drop in the bucket compared to how much money I lost in all this." And I'm finally
I need that to
getting
get back to even scraping at the surface.
But you know what? Don't judge me on my losses.
Yes, they don't ask me about my losers. Or no, they don't ask me about my winners. They ask me about my losers because I have so few.
Exactly.
Wolf of Wall Street, I think that's from.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, you know what they say? Gamblers. 99% of gamblers quit right before they're about to hit big.
That's so bad. I saw some tweet the other day. It was like, if you lost all your money today, congratulations, you're now due next time you go gambling. And that's the most lethal man in any casino.
It is, honestly. Like
that was us at roulette this summer. We were due every time, and
I'm still due. I think I'm still due.
You are very
that casino owes me some money.
The most due I've ever seen.
The most due where I get 4 emails a day trying to get me back to Vegas.
Yeah. Or
you're going, so it's working.
That guy was trying to host you at the one, wasn't it?
The Caesars Entertainment, but let's
let him host us.
Yeah, we could, but I don't know how much power he has. There's like a host, like an executive host, and then there's like an account host. I don't know which.
Does he have more power than you?
As far as the Caesars Rewards place goes, probably, because I have none.
Let's hammer it then.
Okay, yeah, we could do that. When we go, I'll give him a call. Hey, Brian, what's going on, buddy? Maybe he could
just tell him I'm due.
I'm due.
I'm due, Brian.
Let me tell you how I'm doing. I'm due.
Yeah. My buddy just told me actually on the podcast we filmed the other day that I'm due based on this theory. He's like, "What's the theory?" Well, I lost a lot last time, so that means I'm due, and you guys owe me some money.
Yeah.
But let's get in some comments. Only a couple comments this week. Red says, this is on last week we talked about the mob. Red says, if you don't have family back in Italy or root deep down, trust me, you would be just a soldier, regular plain soldier. A consigliere, forget about it, in all capital letters. Which I assume he's a forget about
it. Yeah. In a fucking Italian accent, of course.
But he took our question, our hypothetical, to the absolute extreme because I'm not Italian. Are you guys Italian?
No. Not as far as I know.
Yeah, so we could be.
I love Italian food.
Yeah. Well, that makes you part Italian.
It has to.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
1 to 2%.
There's a deep love for the Italian culture, I believe.
I think it'd be cool.
That's got to count for something, I think.
I think it'd be cool if your heritage, is that what it's called? Or what is ancestry?
Heritage, ancestry, lineage.
It's all the same
So
thing.
90% goes to what you actually are, and then 10% you get to pick, like the fun ones that you like. Like you like Italians. So you'd be like, I want to throw like 2% Italian in there. And then you're like, I really like Irish people. You know, I want to go to a pub. So you could be like 4% Irish. And you just get 10 you get to play with. Like once a year you got to.
What would you pick?
Yeah.
I don't know many.
What would you pick?
Those are the only 2 I know, and Germans.
Well, if you could pick, go ahead.
Irish. I'd be a little bit Irish.
Really? I don't think anyone likes Irish people is what I was about to say earlier.
Just because I want to have a hint of their accent. I want to be able to break it out like a couple times a year. And then they're like, why are you talking? I'm part Irish. So
What do you
you kind of got to let me.
It's just this weekend of the year.
No, I picked it actually for this year's Ancestry. I picked that. So I get to do this once a year. So I'd go that, not all 10%. I'd probably do some French. Because then I could wear those cool hats.
You walk around with a really hard piece of bread in your pocket.
Yeah, a baguette.
There you go.
Use words that instead of just ET, we can do, EUTTE. Yeah. We can just make words
and it
longer.
makes the same noise as the other one, the short one.
Yeah, and then I'd probably do those two and maybe like Australian, so I lose my fear of animals being in my toilet.
I don't think they ever lose that fear.
Oh, Australians are afraid of nothing.
You really think so?
I don't know.
I saw a TikTok of a guy get out of his truck in the safari. Behind him, the woods were on fire. Everything was on fire. And he chased down a snake, a big snake, and just picked it up by the neck. And he was playing some crazy music in his car that sounded very Australian. I'm like, this guy, he's not afraid of anything.
Doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, so I want to be that guy. That guy specifically. That Australian guy. Not just Australia. I want to be that guy's heritage.
Which Scandinavian country is like Viking? I think I want to be a little like add like 2 or 3% Viking.
Norwegian. Dude, you're asking me geography questions now. You're slippery slope.
This is supposed to be you.
I'm asking about heritage. Which part of the country is a Viking?
I want to say it's
besides Minnesota.
Well, the Norwegian people.
Our country?
No. That was because of the Minnesota Vikings, pal.
The Norwegian people they've got to be Vikings because we have the Husfest here.
Yeah.
The only people that come here are Norwegians, I think.
Well, any part of that. That's like Norway, Finland.
I don't know what's different in Scandinavia.
You want to be like part Finnish or?
No.
Swedish?
Swedish would be cool because then I'd probably look cooler.
I'd probably pick like Cuban. Like a little bit Cuban. Be really good at baseball.
Start throwing junk balls.
Yeah. Maybe
I'll start throwing 108 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll sprinkle some Dominican.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we just 1% Dominican.
Yeah, just like a little dash.
Could you imagine how good we would be at baseball if we were actually 1% Dominican?
If we got to pick our backgrounds.
Food for thought.
Exactly.
You just got go ahead.
Were you going to say something? No. Sorry. I mean, yeah. We could go. We should do an episode on Ancestry.
There we go.
.com. They can sponsor the episode.
Yeah, they better.
G Carpo02 says skull. Threw that one in there for myself.
Yeah, I was going to say you really needed that.
Well, those are the only 2 comments we had this week, so I kind of had to throw him out. We did an Instagram live last week, so one thing we're going to start doing, guys, every Sunday, except today because we've got things to do, and today was a little hectic, but we're going to start doing some Instagram lives and some TikTok lives on Sundays.
Or no? I think we should. I think that's a great idea.
Instagram Live. Dude, I thought we got banned from TikTok Live within like 8 minutes.
Well, yeah, we got banned for 24 hours. I think we get a retry now.
Oh, we get a retry.
Yeah, why did we get banned? Somebody just had to report us or something.
I guarantee it.
Somebody definitely did, which when we find you.
I have a particular set of skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make me a nightmare for guys like you.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder really who did report us. That's kind of funny, though. It's like really...
It could have been anyone, though.
Anyone,
yeah, just some person just tapped into the live and said, "Nah, fuck these guys," and reported us.
Yeah, we probably said one bad thing about the Irish or something.
I don't even know what I don't remember. I think that's what we talked about.
Yeah,
be honest. If we're gonna say bad stuff about like one thing, we got to say bad things about everything. That way,
everything is bad.
Yeah, kind of like how like if everyone's super, no one is super. So you make fun of everybody. You can't really get pissed because you're not singling anybody out.
I suppose that makes sense. But yeah, we're going to start doing some lives just to chat with you guys a little bit more engagement rather than you just watching us. And then every week you have to come back. We want to talk to you guys. It's fun. And we got some good topic ideas on that live and a couple spin-off like video ideas. But thank you guys for hopping on. Before we get into our topic, please leave a rating, a review, leave a comment. And we'll get to that in the next episode. But this week's topic, as you can see on the board, is hunting. I don't know shit about hunting, so you guys are kind of probably have to carry this episode a little bit.
Liam's going to carry this one.
Do my best.
I'll have a few ideas.
Yeah. When did you start hunting?
A couple of years ago. Yeah. So not as long as you.
I've been hunting one time in my life.
Yeah.
Have you?
I went. My dad, he threw I was probably like 6, 7. My dad threw a McDonald's large fountain drink up in the air and shot it with a shotgun. And it exploded into a million pieces. And he said, "That's why I don't play with guns." And I haven't been hunting since. So
That was hunting. You call that hunting?
So,
well,
yeah,
he
wait
was
a
hunting
second.
birds. No, he was hunting birds.
I went hunting once.
I went hunting once. I shot my neighbor's cat with a BB gun.
Deleted a styrofoam cup.
It was plastic, and no, like
That's
he
what I
was
know.
doing hunting. No, I think they were setting up.
He was
for the
doing
next day.
hunting. He was doing it.
He was doing the hunt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you like they went out there set up decoys? Do you ever do that like the day before? Ever? No.
No.
That's mostly waterfowl. So that's
I was
That's
young.
for ducks and geese.
I was young. And I'm really not good with the animal species either. So we're gonna have to tiptoe on that.
Do you know the
line.
difference
Ducks and
between a
geese?
duck?
No, I
a
do, but,
goose,
like, if
and
we get into-
a pheasant,
Yes, but if we get into some more intricate terms,
like grouse and partridge, dove,
yeah.
crane.
you know what a
Dove comes out of a box. Love bird, I call it.
Tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good. But yeah, he threw it up in the air. I don't even think they were actually hunting at the time. But then I,
I
was
would
like,
hope
"Ah,
not.
I'm good.
We just
They're like,
ripped
fuck, no
one.
birds around here. Let's just
Yeah, whatever.
target practice.
Yeah, fuck it.
That was the only time I went hunting. Hunting.
You'll get it.
We're on our way.
So when did hunting start?
Forever ago.
Yeah.
So long ago. By at least 500,000 years ago, early humans were making wooden spears and using them to kill large animals. Early humans butchered large animals as long as 2.6 million years ago, but they may have scavenged the kills from lions and other predators.
How do you take something from a lion?
I think he leaves it for you. I don't think you're taking it from him.
Yeah, that's
Could have been done with it.
2 million years ago.
Yeah. This is also off topic, but I saw a thing that said the history of the United States of America
Mhm.
from 1776 to today, 3 people. It's the lifetime of 3 people.
Yeah.
So there's a guy that lived from like 1776 to 1872, and then 1872 to 19 whatever,
Like 1950.
1980 or something. Or no, it was like 1960, and then 1960 to today.
Yeah.
So
3
like
people.
3 or 4 generations.
So if you're age 25, you've lived through 10% of America.
I'm
That's
25.
weird to think about, isn't it?
I lived through 10% of America. That's
Weird to think about.
wow.
Anyways, back to hunting. But there's food for thought if we're doing the food for thought thing.
I guess so.
A smorgasbord of
We're ripping
information
that-
we
yeah,
have.
You're really overloading me today.
Oops. Information overload.
Overload.
Maybe.
The idea has been bolstered by a systematic study of cut marks on animal bones. So that's kind of how they figured out that people were hunting, because there was cut marks on animal bones. Did they ever think that the animals just got in another fight with a different animal?
Maybe. Speaking of
Be different.
fights, I saw a video of 2 like big Alaskan grizzly bears fighting. That's so scary. Just
So-
to even watch it on video.
So fucked.
Bears they look so like
They-
not harmless, but they look like fat and like
Cuddly?
unathletic and like, what are you gonna do? Steal my fast food maybe? And then
They
you
will.
see videos of them doing what they do.
Yeah.
It's not great for the person they're doing it to.
And they're huge. Some of them, especially the Alaskan ones,
Fucking huge.
they get to like 1,300 pounds.
Yeah.
It's a fat bear.
And they stand like 10 feet. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Dude, there's oh my god.
And they can climb trees like motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah, they
rip
got
up trees.
6-inch knives for fingers.
There's lots of videos of hunters sitting up in tree stands around where
Yep.
they're hunting bears and stuff like that. And the bears would just or their cubs just go straight up the tree. And
Yeah.
they'll be videoing it. And I mean, you're at this point watching piss fall out of your pant leg because there's a fucking
Who's got
bear.
dump in their pants?
I think
now?
that it would be scarier to see like a cub climb up the tree because you know the mom's looking for it and is going to be pissed when you're near it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I saw-
I think the only benefit would be in the fact that you are up a tree. So what mild attack could they have at that point?
Still,
Still, but you have a chance. You have a better chance than being on ground.
yeah.
Could you just kick it in the top of the head, get it off the tree? You think?
Try. I think you should exhaust every option.
Yeah,
Because you
definitely
fucking
don't.
not.
Yeah.
Get one, you're like, that wasn't the one
I was thinking about maybe stabbing him with this knife, but no, I'm
They
gonna
give you an ultimatum.
This is,
You-
this isn't
one
the fucking
chance.
Revenant.
I was
You're
gonna
not
try
gonna do it.
punching him instead.
I mean, yeah, because do they ever stop once they're like, hey, I want to get them? If the bear's like, hey, I want to, that's my target. Do they ever like, I'm over it now.
I imagine they probably get exhausted or they realize they can't do it. Like if something's too much, you know what I mean? Like they're only going to try so hard, I feel like.
Yeah, if it's against their moral values.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what the context is. I mean, there's bears that are more territorial and bears that are more protective. and I don't know which one's which because there's black bears and grizzly bears. I think black bears are more protective. Like they don't want you to. They don't care if you're in their area, but they don't want you to like mess with them.
Yeah.
Grizzly bears think everything is food. So if you see a black bear, like if you see any type of bear cub, get the fuck out of there immediately. Grizzlies are more aggressive. Black bears are just going to be kind of around.
Right.
So cub, that's just a kid bear.
Yeah. A grizzly bear will eat you before it kills you. It'll start eating you before it
wants you to watch, which is
it just doesn't give a shit.
It wants to hang out.
It'll just start ripping your stomach out while you're watching it happen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's not great.
What do you, I mean, like,
it's not great. I wouldn't want that to happen to me.
It's bad. It's all bad.
You're like, from a guy that's happened to, it's not great.
That's why, like, when people say, like, obviously this is the age-old argument, grizzly bear versus silverback gorilla. That's not even close.
Actually, I hear that all the time.
It's just not even close fight at all. The grizzly bear wipes the gorilla.
You'd be surprised how many times I walk past the table at a bar and they're like, so let's just talk about the age-old question, the grizzly bear versus silverback gorilla.
I think it's time.
And I have to double take. I'm like, you guys are talking about that too? Because my buddy's over here talking about it. I just had to go get some popcorn.
We were talking about this ages ago.
Yeah, this is the age-old question.
And the new age.
That's actually
the age new.
Like that's the question everybody knows.
Yeah, you sit down at a bar with a group of new people. It's like, well, I guess we better find out what kind of friends
I'm gonna gauge you as a person off your answer here.
Everyone's looking at each other like, so who wants to ask it?
All right. Guess we better address the elephant in the room.
Yeah, address the bear in the room. Before the advent of firearms, humans used far simpler tools to kill game. In the earliest eras of hunting history, implements progressed from knives, spears, and other primitive weapons made from stone, then bronze, then iron as the centuries progressed. I wonder why they didn't start with the good shit first.
Like gunpowder?
Well, like, you have to, no, I'm talking like, once you have, I guess you got to find it, but like, first you have a wood or whatever, a wooden spear.
Right.
Why couldn't you just think to add a stone to the stick to make some sort of different tool that's better than just a wood tool?
Because before something is something, you got to discover it first, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Evolution. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, maybe they never came across obsidian, to use for spearheads.
I don't think many people come across. Where do you even find obsidian?
In the ground.
Lava and water together?
Well, yeah. Obsidian's, that's one of the lowest, or it's one of the hardest rocks, is it not? Obsidian?
Yeah, well, it's just...
I think that's a fallacy, only in Minecraft, I think.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I'm gauging this off of, to be honest with you.
My knowledge on
obsidian. The reason why they use obsidian is because when you break it, it breaks so thin and has a razor edge.
Yeah.
So, like, it's really easy, and like, it's brittle, but, like, it's also really hard. You know what I mean? Like, if it's going to keep its shape, like,
I've
when you
seen
stab
videos of people chipping it off, and they barely hit the corner, and it's, like, razor thin chips off.
Yeah, that's why it's... But used for spearheads.
But that's the thing, is that there's not a lot of spearheads or arrowheads made of obsidian here because I don't think it's as plentiful in this area.
Wyatt and I went when we were walking on the beach when we were down at the lake for the 4th. We found a shit pot of obsidian.
Really? Shit pot. That's a good term.
You like that?
That's a good measurement.
We found a lampshade full of obsidian.
How much obsidian? A shit pot full. Whole shit pot.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
At least a cup holder or two full.
Do you think when people say, "Oh, we're going to spearhead this project," that it came from that? Obviously, it did, but
had to come from something.
I don't think I like it very much. Spearheading projects, it's like
you didn't take lead,
Yeah, but does
at the point
just because they do it just because the spearhead goes into the animal first?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if you had a spear and instead of like throwing it to step on it, you just hit someone with it repeatedly?
Yeah, with the handle part.
Yeah. It's like, hey man, I think you're using that wrong.
Don't tell me how to use this.
Yeah, it's my spear.
Speaking of using things wrong, I saw this Photoshop picture. So fucking funny. It said the caption was, "When you're out." Oh, what's going on with this thing?
Is it hitting on your jacket? Yeah.
What's going on? Is that all right?
Yeah, that works.
So it's this Photoshop picture, and the caption is, "When you're out goose hunting and that one just keeps walking away and it won't die," and it was John Daly with a driver, but it was a 12 gauge in his hands, wind him back to crack this goose in the head. So
like holding it, like so he's gonna hit it like a golf club.
Yeah, because that's essentially kind of what you do.
Because you don't blast it again with the shotgun from that close.
Because it's just not.
It'll be everywhere.
It won't be a goose anymore.
Yeah, and you won't be able to harvest.
So you hold it by the barrel and then hit it with the butt?
Some guys do, yeah.
Sometimes you just hold
I guess if you're crazy enough.
That's when you start ejecting all the shells out and you just start whipping them at.
Yeah,
You just start throwing
them.
shells.
You hold it by both ends and hit it like this.
It's a little.
You put it in the rear naked.
Yeah, you get on top of it. Tap out.
I put that goose in an armbar.
Yeah, it's
a wing bar.
In the animal episode, we talked about putting a big cat in a guillotine.
Yeah,
Still think I could.
cougar.
I don't know.
All its arms are
Dude,
forward.
a cougar
Limbs are
will
forward.
demolish you. Plus, you're afraid of
I know.
alley cats. So multiply that by 12.
I
And,
am.
Well, speaking-
no, not even just cats in general, and girls with cats.
Yeah, and girls.
Well, now that we're on the topic of
Girls.
girls, girls.
Scary.
I hate girls. I like them though. Now that we're on the topic of fuck, what were we talking about?
Cats.
Putting
Cats.
cats in arm bars and grizzly bears and all this other shit.
Animal MMA.
Yeah. Did you see that video of those like 3 or 4 college wrestlers that were out on a hike and they got attacked by that bear?
No.
No,
Fuck.
yeah, these
saw
two
it.
dudes. I think it was these two wrestlers.
There was 2 that were really fucked up, but I think there was 3 or 4 all in total.
Saved their buddy's life.
Yeah.
Because they wrestled this bear.
They beat the
Because
shit out of the
this bear came and attacked one of his buddies, and the other guy, they were on this hike, and they turned around. The one guy did, and he got over and he got on top of the bear, and he was like trying to choke it out, or he was like pulling on its ears or like doing something, and
Doing some weird shit.
he was trying to fucking.
You have to
that's the thing.
resort to cock grabbing and everything.
You have to do anything. Well, that's what if you
There's eyeballs spitting,
Yeah.
tongue pulling,
you
everything
name
we
it.
can do.
Name calling.
Yeah.
flicking him in the eye,
Yeah, we're
pocket
doing
sand,
everything we can.
yeah, you name it.
You pulling out all the stops to get this bear off your buddy.
And so, I mean, he was like on the back of the bear, like trying to fucking do something. And he got off, and it was like the bear like pushed him, like shoved him with his face, the bear's face, and shoved him like 20 yards up and like pinned him up to like a tree, and just
Went to town on him.
it was
And they
bad.
survived.
They both survived. Everyone survived.
Did the
It was
bear
fucking
survive?
brutal.
Probably.
I think it ran off.
He waved the white flag.
He
It was-
probably needed like a Band-Aid or two, I'm guessing, but that's about it.
It was bad.
I think we should use white flags, surrender flags more in our everyday life.
Yeah.
If that's what you do, if you're a surrenderer,
Yeah, but if you're at the bar and you just want your tab,
wave a little white flag.
Yeah.
Right here.
Done.
Yeah. I'm tapping out.
ring me up.
I'm fucking hammered.
Yeah.
Man. Take it.
Like I'm gonna start carrying a white flag around everywhere. Like when we're done with this podcast, I'm just waving at Nathan and be like,
Got
"Got
it.
the cameras."
Yep. Got it.
It's not a horrible idea. I think we should start implementing more stuff like that because this is a thing I live by now that I saw it. Is you can just go do stuff. You can just do things.
And you can just
Oh, yeah.
quit.
You don't have to
apparently.
ask any of you guys. I don't have to ask my parents. I don't have to ask. I saw this guy just like hang gliding on a beach. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Gummy bear in the mouth.
Love it.
This guy was hang gliding on a beach and he's recording. He's like, we can just do things. We can just.
Doesn't
we
Nick
get- we
Swartzen
hang
have a
glide.
joke like that? Like when he's like, you don't have to do anything. Nick Swartzen, and where he's like, I gotta go to the store.
Louis C.K. No, you can just kill yourself.
Oh yeah.
It's like, how about that guy with the garbage bag over his window? When is it his turn? All right. So, did humans ever have a natural predator? What do you guys think?
All of them. Until we started getting smarter, bigger
Yep.
brains.
That's true.
Humans were eaten by giant hyenas, which is a terrible thought. Cave bears, cave lions, eagles, snakes, other primates, wolves, saber-toothed cats, false saber-toothed cats. How can there be? Did I say it wrong?
No, I'm just thinking of fucking eagles.
Yeah.
Their wingspan, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
eagles.
eagles
Their
are
wingspan.
big
They got
birds.
like 6 foot or more wingspan. Like eagles are fucking huge. Maybe not 6 foot.
Eagles are the
No,
one
I bet
thing.
you the 6 foot is on the smaller end.
Nathan, look up the average wingspan of an eagle.
I think Eagles is a perfect mascot for Philadelphia because an eagle seems just as much of an asshole as people from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I
You're
suppose.
totally right.
Also, we have saber-toothed cats and false saber-toothed cats.
What does that fucking mean?
How can it be false?
They had cavities. They cap their
Pulled them
teeth
out?
or what?
Yeah,
Like they're
fillings
rounded
done.
now. I was once a saber-toothed cat though.
Let's see what this eagle is.
Saber-toothed cat. That's hard to. False saber-toothed cats. It's kind of a mouthful. It's like Ruth Chris Steakhouse.
I hate that. Ruth's Chris. Why is it
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse?
Why is it? Yeah. What is it, Chris? So is that saying that it is Ruth's Steakhouse, but then who's Chris? So it's Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. What is going on here? There's so fucking much in that sentence.
See, well, he named his steakhouse Chris, but it's also his steakhouse.
No, a guy named Ruth bought it from Chris.
Yeah.
So it's
and
Ruth's
he's like, it's
Chris.
mine now.
We're gonna
get Chris Steakhouse. Now it's Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
We got to get to the bottom of this.
We got to call Ruth.
We got to figure out the average wingspan of an eagle here.
Nathan's got a wingspan of an eagle.
Yeah, the eagle in this instance, the bald one, has a wingspan of 5.9 to 7.5 feet.
Damn. Yeah. Don't you guys remember going to the zoo and then you stick your arms against that little billboard?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, and you're like,
that.
I'm a hawk.
Well, I don't even think the bald eagle is the biggest eagle. It's not. There's like a harpy eagle or something like that. And
there's a
long-haired eagle,
Steller's sea eagle, which goes anywhere from 6.4 to 8.2 feet.
Good grief.
8.2?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
What do you even do with all that wingspan?
Fly.
Fast?
Fly far.
Why don't you go
fast.
ask one?
Powerful.
Or it's like, I
wouldn't say fast, but stronger.
Yeah. More.
Just more.
I think
pushing
more
into the storm.
flying.
The
harder.
Percheron Falcon, I think is what it's called. Because like, do you guys ever play like Super Smash Bros? Are
you talking about the Falcon Punch?
The Falcon Punch is a real thing.
It's because
this Falcon dives like from way high up, and we'll see like a rabbit, and
sucker punches it in the head.
It sucker punches it like in the head and breaks its spine, and just comes back and the thing's dead because it's flying like 200 miles an hour.
So it flies. So it's just like a sky punch, just pop and just keeps going. It doesn't even
as it flies by, it just sticks out, it like fists up its talons and just punches it.
So does it like punch and grab?
No, it'll circle back.
It's a drive-by,
Yeah. It circles back.
It's a drive-by.
That's seriously what it is. It's a flyby punch, and then it comes back after the thing's sitting there paralyzed because it broke its spine.
You imagine you and your girlfriend are on a walk in the park, and you just get falcon punched out of the air.
Yeah.
Or she does, and you're like,
huh. Thank God it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Keep walking.
Like
he earned that one.
And then you have to pay the eagle later for doing the deed.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Just took out life insurance on her.
Like, appreciate that, my guy. Yeah, so a lot of natural predators. History of hunting in America. Native Americans were the first hunters in America who hunted only what they needed to survive and used all parts of the animal. This was both out of necessity and respect for nature. Animals not only provided tribes with food, but with heat, clothing, tools, and even shelter. Little was wasted, and the Native Americans would often pause and give thanks to the animal for giving its life so they could provide for their families. Native Americans were really respectful to who they were murdering.
Yeah.
My dad.
You do that.
I got stories on stories of hunting with my dad because I grew up my entire life hunting with my dad. And he laid me out one day because I went out there. I was young. I was really young. Shooting muzzleloader, shooting a doe, and I shot one. And we walked up to it, and I was like, "Are you like, let's go like this, this doe like so dumb, like
dumb doe can't even dodge our bullets,
like obviously like." The bait's right there. Like you can see our ground blind. Like, are you kidding me? This was easy. And my dad,
it's too easy.
This is too easy. And my dad went fucking bonked me and said, "Listen, this animal sacrificed its life so you can eat it and you can take it home and you respect the entire process that you just did because you took a life. And I don't care if it's an animal or not. This was serious." Damn. And I said,
and then you stopped doing your L dance on him. And you're like.
It set me straight like real quick at a real young age, and then it just showed me forever.
Picturing Liam dropping a deer and then immediately like hitting the gritty or something like that as like a 6-year-old kid.
Hey, blow, good gritty. So now what do you just feel remorseful every time you shoot one? You're like,
I mean, it's like, you go back like you don't feel remorseful, but you feel thankful and grateful that you are able to harvest this animal and that you are capable of going home, it sacrificed its life. You can eat, you can provide for your family. And it dates back to all the way then, it's not something that should be taken lightly because this thing was living and breathing at one point.
So what size animal do you start doing that with? What? If I fuck up a moth in my windowsill,
no,
I don't think about that. Is it something you got to eat?
I think
what size does it have to get to before I start paying my respects?
I mean, if you're going to eat it, I'd say.
I think if you're actively out there trying to look for something to kill, to eat, not like, I mean, it's probably
if you
different.
shoot a bunny?
Yeah.
And then
Probably the same thing. I hope he wouldn't just shoot a bunny just to shoot a bunny.
because that's morbid.
Thought about it. There's a couple under my shed that are really fucking with my stuff back there.
Eat them. Shoot them and eat them.
I don't have anything to shoot them with.
Get something.
Slingshot?
Yeah. You can do
Tried squirrel one time.
Just
I killed a squirrel and ate
rocks
it.
on them. I wonder how hard.
You could
It'd be really
David
hard.
and Goliath. You could sling it.
It would be really hard to hit them, I think.
You want it to be as quick as possible. Like you don't want the animal to suffer. So like when you go up there and it's just like, just grab it and hurry up and end it for it. Because you don't want it to sit there and be miserable for 20 minutes while you shove it.
You
in
don't
your
want it to
vest.
suffer. That's why it's so. It's not just hunting. Like especially as a guy that like goes out and I bow hunt. So bow hunting is a lot harder, and so you dedicate hours and hours and days and weeks to shooting and waiting until you have the one moment that this animal is going to step in front of you and give you an opportunity, and you want to use that opportunity to make the best shot that you can. It's like if you spent hours in your garage putting pucks on net because you knew that one day there was going to be an overtime shootout and you could bury it. So you want it to be solidified.
Okay.
You want it to know. And so that's what you don't want this animal to suffer. You want to make it as easy as possible.
I'm trying to think because I'm not a hunter, right? I feel like if it doesn't have a name to me, I don't know how. Maybe this is morbid, but if I shot a deer, like I hit that deer, I don't think twice about hitting that deer. Sounds bad, but
I mean,
I was really just like, this is the hierarchy, the food chain.
Well, I mean, it's like it was an accident. You didn't purposely hit that deer.
Yeah, I guess it's
like
different
you don't have
actively
to
trying to hit the deer
You don't
with
have
my
to
truck.
feel bad.
I mean,
for accidents happen. Shit like that happens. But like if you're out there, like
I
hunting,
felt bad when it happened.
Yeah,
For the
clearly
deer?
because you were over there like
I was
ready to slit the
I
deer's
was standing
throat.
over there like
Trying to end it
about to
for
kill it, so I didn't have to suffer, and then it passed and died, and so I was like,
Slit its own throat.
It looked at Liam and said, "Give me that gun." I'm gonna end
Liam
it.
gave the deer the knife.
Well, that's what I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we both walked over there, and I looked at you and I said, "Fuck, I wish I had my pistol."
Yeah, you're like, and I was like, ugh. See, even in that moment, I never thought, that poor deer. I was just like, yeah, that's a deer.
That's
Which
kind of
is-
like if you guys were ever like super
different for
terminally
you.
ill.
Yeah.
Would you rather just sit there like on life support, or would you rather just finally go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what would you want? You'd want it to be quick.
Depends
like that.
is there a chance I wake up?
I don't know. You're
From what?
terminally ill. Do you know what that
from
means?
what?
Do you know what terminally ill means?
My nap? Hospital nap? Yes, terminally ill. That means maybe I have cancer, but am I in a coma? Like it's different if I'm a vegetable and I'm alive, but I'm not alive.
Yeah.
Terminally ill. There might be someone terminally ill that's on a Make-A-Wish trip meeting their favorite person tomorrow. I'm not going to go pop them because you're terminally ill. It's like, sorry, sir.
I'm not talking about shooting a sick kid.
Are we talking? I know, but I'm talking like, are we in a hospital bed and you got to pull the plug? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like the doctor looks at you and says, like, say it's, I don't know, someday it's your wife and says, she's only alive because this machine is plugged into her.
Yeah, so she's a vegetable.
Well, like maybe she's not a vegetable, but like if we took her off life support, like there's no chance for her.
Yeah.
Like she's still like coherent or whatever, but you know what I mean? Like
I wouldn't do it.
it's kind of the same
I
principle.
wouldn't do it the first day where he's like, hey, here's your option. I'm like, oh, pull it. I'd maybe give it, a little bit of time to see if it works itself out. And if not, then eventually you'd have to make that hard decision.
Right.
But I also wouldn't have my
You
wife
don't want him to suffer though,
or whoever
either.
in there for 6 years on life support. Because one, I can't afford those hospital bills.
That's fine. You don't have to. You can just die and they go away.
It's true.
I don't know if that's how that works.
No, that's true. When you die, I think the only debt that stays with somebody or that gets passed to somebody is student loans.
Yeah. If my parents
Yes.
have $500,000 in hospital bills and they die, I goddamn well better not
No, it
inherit
doesn't-
that
it-
$500,000 in debt.
That hospital is just out $500,000.
And they'll be okay.
They will
They're
definitely
fine.
be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, your student loan though, however, if you died, your parents get left with that.
It's the only thing you can't claim bankruptcy on.
Yep.
Student loans.
Student loans are fucked.
There's 4 things that are certain in life.
Death, taxes.
Taxes.
I'm always open.
Ocho Cinco's always open.
I
And student
love
loans
that.
can't be forgiven.
Bro, that fucking Chad Ochocinco is one of the wildest fucking
He's a
players
treasure
ever.
of
he would
human.
he would call his coach or his quarterback and just at like 3 a.m. and say, I'm open.
Hey, I'm open. That's so awesome.
so
He literally
sick.
all he ate was McDonald's.
All the time.
All the time.
The Ocho Cinco diet. Ate McDonald's all the time. Worked out how he should have. That's it.
And that just goes to
Didn't care.
show, which is probably still not great for you because you've seen the movie Super Size Me.
Yeah.
I watched that in FACS class, 8th grade. Mrs. Ose, were you in that
No,
class?
I didn't have that
Okay.
class. I hated that lady.
What if she's listening?
I hate you, I guess.
Yeah, tell it to her face, man.
Don't like you.
But no, it's like if you are in calorie deficit, you can pretty much eat what. Like I could eat Sour Patch Kids. I might not get much nutrients from it, but if I burn more calories than I intake, whether it's Sour Patch Kids or strawberries and vegetables,
You're not going to get overweight.
you're not going to get.
You're going to
fat.
be unhealthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you're
might
not gonna
feel
be
like
healthy.
you might feel like shit,
Yeah.
but you're not gonna.
Die.
You
think
will
that
not get
as
to be
long
500
as-
pounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've. Back when I was working out like a few years ago, like really seriously, I was really trying to dig deep into like
Dieting?
intake, outtake, like what to put in your body, this and that, because I had saw that like he would do that, and then there was a really famous bodybuilder. I think it was
Jay Cutler.
no, not Jay Cutler. You fuck. It was. I mean, he is a famous bodybuilder, but it was
Just guessing. Sorry.
Hey, my bad. Hey,
Jay Cutler, like the
fault.
quarterback.
no.
No, there's a
Jay
Jay
Cutler.
Cutler quarterback.
Bodybuilder.
There's a Jay Cutler that's a bodybuilder.
I'm like Jay Cutler from the Bears was not a bodybuilder.
No.
Have
Maybe
you
he
seen
is
that
now.
pudgy bastard?
Maybe no.
Dude, Jay, I listen to his podcast. That guy is like unreasonably funny. Like he's not
He
trying
is.
to be funny, and he just says stuff, and you laugh.
He's goofy.
Yeah.
But when you're working,
Sorry,
out,
man,
back
but
to
it was the other Jay
whatever.
Cutler.
Hey, yeah. Anyway,
Hall of Fame quarterback, Liam's bodybuilding star.
Yeah.
Hall of
Not-
Fame.
I don't know if he's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
don't
no.
want to say that.
Bears Hall of Fame quarterback.
Bears Hall of Fame.
Not
They
setting the
hated
bar
him.
very high.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's in there. I think my uncle's in there.
The Bears Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Is your uncle Mike Ditka?
No.
Oh.
He's just a super fan.
So anyway,
Just a super.
fucking, it was like fucking Ronnie Coleman or someone. I think it might have been
Ronnie Coleman is a
or Collie
freak.
Muscle or someone. Yeah, he was a freak. He's fucking. He still is. Respect to him. But
Kimbo Slice.
they would eat McDonald's like because that's all they knew was calorie intake, calorie outtake. So
Yeah.
they would eat a fuckload of McDonald's every day, and he just clogged all his.
Like,
arteries.
okay, I got 5,000
He
calories.
almost died. Yeah, he almost fucking died because that's all he ate.
Yeah.
It's not the same
Because
as like
it's such high calorie.
yeah, like if
not
you
good
if you eat
calories.
1,000 calories of shit food and 1,000 calories of good food, it's not going to affect your body the same. It's calorie intake, outtake.
Yeah.
But the things that it does for your body
Is different.
vastly different.
Yeah. But I mean, if the whole goal is to, I don't care how I feel, I just want to be a certain weight, then just watch your calories.
Yeah.
But
essentially.
if you want to be able to move your legs for more than 2 hours a day, maybe watch a little bit. I don't know. I eat cheese tostadas, like 6 of them a day. I'm good.
They're so good.
I'm
Oh.
good.
For now,
Are you? Yeah.
I mean, a lot of cheese. You know what a lot of cheese does to a guy?
Oh, I know.
Keeps you from shitting.
It does. Yeah. So I stand when I play video games.
You probably shit the least out of anybody I know.
Well, I just don't like shitting in the morning, which I think is for lunatics.
Well, dude, if you have to not, why are you looking at me?
Going on
I
vacation
got,
with
a,
this
I
guy.
got a routine, man.
He is-
I wake up and I gotta drop one. All right, yeah.
And then a couple hours later, he's got to drop one again. You go on vacation with this guy, he shits 12 times a day, man. A lot of shit talk
That's a
coming up
lot.
on this podcast lately.
Yeah.
How to wipe. We don't know how to wipe. We talked about
No
it.
one knows
no,
how to wipe.
you don't know how to wipe.
No,
we
no.
know how to wipe,
You guys wipe like absolute gargoyles.
dude.
Everyone
you
else-
wipe
crazy.
like there's an unbelievable amount of toilet paper and it's free.
Yes.
So
There's one thing I won't skimp on. It's toilet paper. I don't care if I spend $1,000 a month. Well, that's a lot, but hyperbole. If I spend $1,000 a month on toilet paper, that's okay. As long as my fingers don't have shit on them.
imagine if you only spent like $30 a month on toilet paper. What could you spend $970 on?
Probably therapy for the anxiousness I'm going to have getting shit on my fingers.
You only shit like once. Why you gotta wipe so much?
Why are you wiping so hard that
Yeah.
your fucking fingers are going through the toilet paper?
Got to make sure it's all out.
Wipe more.
You are
Another slice.
another
another square. One more square.
Dude, the fact that you guys showed me your folding process was one of the craziest things I've ever went through.
I was sitting right there and you were looking. I said, Easton, like this. What's going on with this fucking
He
thing?
was actively taking a shit and showed us how he wipes.
Come on, dude. I said, Easton, like this.
Like
And I
he
fucking
stood
took
up
the 3
like
squares.
bare ass.
Yeah.
and bent over and said, look at how I do this.
All right, I need a refresher. You two wipe by like nicely folding the squares, right?
Yeah.
You get like 3 tiny squares.
You get like
and
3
then
or
you
4.
just crumple it up, right?
Not crumple. I have a process.
No, he's the guy
don't know
that
if you do.
grabs
I
it
have
like
a
this
pull
and
in.
then
I
wraps it
was gonna
around
say-
his hand like a mummy and then just like goes in there like
That's
a
so
chainsaw.
dumb. Why would you?
Yeah, let's stop just talking about the difference between you guys and start just shitting on the people that just grab it in their hand and wrap it around their hand. Like, what about the back of your hand?
Well, you don't keep your fucking fingers in the mummy wrap.
Do you do that?
It depends where the toilet. If the toilet paper's on the roll that's attached, no. But if it's just sitting on the sink, then yeah.
Don't ever leave it on the sink.
Well, some people, you go places and maybe they have like a little bit left on the roll, and then they have the next roll just sitting there.
Hate that.
I can't control everyone in the world.
Insubordinate.
I'm just saying.
If it's close to the end of the roll and I'm using the toilet paper, I'll grab a few extra just so I put a new roll on.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a roll puller, man. Like,
Dude, no, that's
if it's
because you
there-
go through a roll a day.
Yeah.
No,
Stop doing that.
And you only shit like once or
you buy
twice.
3 rolls and you're good for the year.
Because I don't have to buy more rolls. Because listen. You think? Okay, let me ask you this.
I shit more than you and use less toilet paper.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes about you, not me.
Listen. So let's say 1 square of toilet paper is 2-ply. All right. That's
Yeah,
not
and then
very
you fold it and you
okay.
get forward. You
Hang
had
on.
this
No.
argument last time.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to fucking get to you right now. Because that's not that much. 2-ply, not that much. Fine. So then you take 2, and then I take 3 squares. Okay. I fold it over to the other square. That's 4-ply. Getting pretty good. I fold it over again. 6-ply. Strong.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to.
It's like password strength.
Dude,
when you go to test your password.
You're going to
Hey,
make
guess
it
what?
new.
Try your hand at 96 ply. Try that.
Why?
Good luck
Why?
getting shit through that, man.
Why?
That's like a 15-letter password with uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, symbol, uppercase, space, another symbol.
You're not
Try
going to
that.
remember that password next time you go to log in.
You want to know my password? I'm not going to say it online, but I'll tell you after.
I have the same 2 time.
There is a website that you can put your password in. It's a government website, and it will tell you how long it takes a hacker to crack your passcode. And mine was like 100 trillion years.
That's pretty cool.
I think
I'm not
mine.
gonna
I
lie,
think
that's
mine
pretty
was
cool.
like an hour. I've done
You
that
did it
before.
too?
Yeah,
Link me that. I want to see that.
Yeah,
'Cause I
I'll-
use the same password for everything. So now
I have like 3 passwords that I use.
yeah, exactly.
Mine is 16.
characters
characters?
long. Jeez,
No correlation to anything in my life. It's random numbers and letters
really?
and symbols. Yeah.
You remember it every time?
Yeah. Every time.
100 trillion years.
Something like that, or 10 trillion, or
I think as long as it's longer than your lifetime, you're all right. So like if it's like 80 years or something,
yeah.
especially you because you eat Sour Patch Kids and tostadas for every meal.
Yeah.
So-
Mine could be 13 years, and I'd probably be.
But, yeah, Benny says it'll take him 25 minutes. Perfect.
I'll be dead before this guy
Fine,
even figures
yeah.
out my password. I'll be 42. Whatever. I'll have a fun life till 42. And guess what? The amount of paper from the time I die at 42 to when you guys die at 84, that amount of toilet paper you guys have to buy, I've went through that in my life already. So
Yeah.
Let's talk about hunting.
let's do that. After the Indians of the Northern Plains acquired horses in the early 18th century, they developed a variation of coursing without dogs in what they may be called relay or persistence hunting. Do you know what that is, Liam?
Relay or persistence hunting?
Yes.
What does it pertain to? You said something about dogs in there.
Without dogs.
They have horses, variation of coursing without dogs.
I got him.
I'd say like according to like herding. If
Yeah.
If you're using if they're going to say, I mean, just going off context clues here.
Yep.
If they're using horses now instead of dogs, and then saying the word coursing, there's got to be they're doing something with herding because I know
They have a-
Indians used to run buffalo off the edge of cliffs and then just go down to the bottom of the cliff after they're all dead.
Yep.
and harvest them.
I saw
Yeah,
a picture of that actually.
That's bad.
that's why.
So this says this was a coordinated marathon pursuit of deer, elk, or pronghorns by relays of mounted hunters who would chase their quarry in circles until the animals were overcome by exhaustion and then could easily be killed with arrows or clubs.
Could you imagine just beating the brakes out of an animal with a stick and
You just
rock?
make them really tired and then you get off your horse and just start whacking them. Have you guys seen Shaun of the Dead?
Yes.
When the zombies are in the pub and they all have pool cues and the zombie's in the middle and they're just going around in a circle just beating the shit out of the zombie with their pool cues.
Yes.
And it's to the song, "Don't Stop me now. I'll show you the video after.
But yeah, I mean, like when it's life or death, like back then, you need that animal to survive. I'm sure
you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you would piss on that thing till it's dead.
You know what I mean? It'd be some acid piss.
Yeah.
pH of that
piss.
High.
15 on a scale to 10.
One or the other. It's not 7. I'll tell you that.
That's in the fucking Q
That's
zone
water.
right there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, if you just beating the shit out of your animals.
Yeah, but they had to. I mean, that was the thing, is that if they didn't kill that animal or multiple animals, they wouldn't survive through the winter.
Yeah. And you just kind of stop. They're like the original hoarders, but they were animal hoarders.
Well, I think the way they did it was the coolest because they didn't leave anything unused, like down to bones, intestines,
down
fat,
to brains.
Yeah.
God said every animal has just enough brains to tan its hide. And that comes from the fact that the Indians used to take the brains out of the animal and they would smear it across the fur of the animal to tan the hide, and they would, it would treat the hide. Yeah.
Right.
Learn something new every podcast.
They'd use it as a coat or, to wrap the teepee or something like that, insulation, warmth, basically.
But I suppose when you got no shit, you can't go to like a Dollar General and just buy something to fix your problem.
I'm pretty sure they had Dollar Generals back then. You see how many of these motherfuckers are around now?
They are everywhere, actually. You can't turn a corner without seeing a Dollar General.
Yeah. There's like 4 of them here now. I think last year there was maybe 1.
This is starting to get up onto the Mattress Firm levels.
Oh, don't even get me started on that ploy.
That's a conspiracy theory episode.
That one, yeah.
Modern types of hunting. Hunting is a grand tradition in America, loved and practiced by millions of people each year. Despite stereotypical images of hunters, the truth is that hunting is enjoyed by men, women, and youth who hail from various social, cultural, and ethnic backgrounds. We get into a couple of kinds of hunting, just things, hunts. Is that the word
like
I'm looking
different
for?
type of hunting?
Yeah, types of hunting. So there's and after doing this, I realized about halfway through the research that it was actually for an article that was telling you for these types of hunts, this is the not athletic wear, but the hunting wear gear you need to wear. Like you need to wear lighter stuff. This is more heavy. This is camo, blah, blah, blah. So dog handlers. Hunting with a dog is a team job that requires both training and good cooperation. Having the proper equipment will put you on the right track. Remember Derek Barch? His dad used to train dogs for hunting.
So about Barchy's dog, the dog that they had that had
Jada?
all those litters.
The world class. Judy, yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, Jada was the...
Yeah, she was
Jada.
like one of the best, like would go to competitions, like national competitions and take like top prize or like second place at all these things.
Yeah.
So she would have like 5 or 6 puppies in a litter. They'd sell them for like $4,000 a piece because they are just...
How do you get the original dog? So Judy in this instance, how do you get that dog to be such a dog?
Tons of money,
hunting,
tons of time, tons of training.
But I think Randy was the one training.
Yeah. And he did damn good, obviously, because that dog would win.
So does Randy get any prizes?
There's a lot that goes. I mean, there's more to the training too. It's bred into them. I was listening to a podcast. It's a hunting podcast with Steve Ranella. You ever seen that show?
Steve Ranella is
Meat Eater.
So cool, dude.
Yeah, he is one of the coolest dudes, one of the most humble, down to earth people. Amazing guy. And he was doing a podcast episode of dogs, different breeds, hunting dogs, this and that. He had a guy on there from the whatever competition, like the hunting or the dog competition every year. I can't remember what it is, but
yeah,
they were all talking and this and that. And then said, I mean, these dogs go for such high dollar amounts is because everything's bred into them. Like they know immediately. That's what the dog
that this dog's going to be good.
It's their instinct.
Yeah. Like the hunting dog that my dad bought when I was back in middle school, the dog that me and him have, it's a German wire-haired pointer. And when he was just a puppy with no training, you take it like a rag, like a kitchen rag, and you tie it to the end of a fishing pole. And if you shake it, the rag moving around looks like a bird flopping around.
Yeah.
And as a very young dog, like months old, it would sit there and it would hold its leg up and point and put its tail up in the air. Never trained, didn't know anything except that. I mean,
really,
just pure instinct alone. It just knew. It's amazing.
It would like point at the the fake dog, the fake
yeah,
bird.
like the way it's like you tell
it
it's
mimics that.
stanced. Yeah, like the way the dog is.
Have you ever
stanced.
seen it? Have
It's
you ever seen a
so it's a
pointer?
German dog. Was it pointing like this?
That's crazy play. That's a crazy play,
Wow.
but
Actually,
no.
that's why I was listening to that podcast, and that's kind of stems from okay, not like that German dog shit that, but
Yeah.
back in Germany, these dogs, they would only breed the ones they're supposed to be like a more aggressive breed, not like crazy, but they were made to be pointers. Like they weren't made to retrieve, they were made to kill.
Okay.
Because in Germany they would go hunting. They didn't want anything to get away. And so these dogs were trained to basically find and kill. So that's what they would do. So they're not, dogs fall into different categories. There's pointers, retrievers, flushers, and there's one more, and I fucking can't remember what it
Flushers,
is.
what do they do?
They just literally go through ahead of you, not too far ahead.
Yeah.
And then as they're going through the thick shit, like the
they
cattails
get
and stuff, the birds
up?
will fly up.
Yeah.
And then it's just open fire.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where you choose what kind of hunting that you're going to do to what kind of dog you're going to buy.
Mm-hmm. That's like, this last time I went out, we went out a couple of, like an hour or so south of here. The guy brought his pointer with. I think that dog snuffed out like 7 birds that were like sitting like just 10 feet in front of us. It would just stop. And it was just amazing to see like such a good pointing dog in action like
It's
that.
incredible.
Because like you would never know, because these birds, like when you're hunting upland, they will hunker down, dude, and you could almost step on them and you would never know.
Yeah.
But like if you have a dog that is a pointer, it just stands there and sits and like, oh shit, there's a bird in there.
So,
And it'll flush it out. Like sometimes the bird will get flushed out by the dog sitting there pointing at it, because it'll be like that far away from it.
Isn't it crazy that there's like, okay, you have different sports and stuff like fishing. I need a fishing rod and I need bait and I need tackle on a boat. Hunting, I need a shotgun. I need stuff to wear. I need bullets. I need a dog.
Yeah.
That's part of my gear is a dog.
Dude, and that's why like dog like truly is a man's best friend, because when you see, like I said, when you see a dog out there doing its job like that, doing it so well, like it's a crazy to look at, see like firsthand.
See, I've never been around a dog that has a specific goal other than just sitting there and, fucking sleeping. Oh.
Is that Bo?
yeah.
I've seen that
is
picture.
the picture of him doing it, dude. Look how small.
Let me see it again.
Look how small he is there. Tiny. And looking at a cloth on a piece of twig, but he's got his tail pointed out, not quite straight up how it should be, but he's got his arm locked. He's not moving.
Did you ever think did you ever do that and think this dog's stupid? He doesn't even know what a rag on a pole is?
No, I look at that dog.
You're like,
and
it's not even a
say,
bird, you dumb dog.
It's instinct. It's what it
Well,
looks
it's crazy because like
It's
as
a fucking
dumb as you
towel,
think
man.
they are in their own way,
They're
they are
smarter than you.
ridiculously smart.
What did it get on its ACT?
better than me.
You know, it's like
Better
that,
than me.
it's like that old saying: if you judge a fish on the ability to climb a tree, you'll
It's
think
true.
the fish is stupid.
If you judge a dog on its ability to take an ACT test,
You'll think it's a dumbass.
I'm just joking. By the way,
Hey,
It was a good dog. Bo was a good dog.
he still is.
how do you spell that? BO?
Yeah.
Or BEAU?
Like your French heritage that you picked this week.
Yeah.
He's got to piss.
I've always wanted to be a mime.
Dude, mimes,
Go do
cool
that.
mimes are,
Cool mimes are cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, they don't talk. That's what I like
Uncool
about 'em.
mimes suck.
Yeah.
It's like, never mind.
So dog handlers talk about that. Bird hunting. For those who hunt birds, the hunting period can extend throughout the whole year, depending on the hunted species. Birds are easily frightened species, and you need to keep this in mind when choosing clothes. So obviously you can see where I got into the article about clothing attire. Small game hunting, which I assume is kind of what you do with deer, yeah?
That's big game.
Yeah, that's medium-sized game, I guess.
A type of hunting that involves animals that are on the smaller side. Generally speaking, small game refers to any animal that weighs under 40 pounds. So, yeah. I
Like
guess
a rabbit,
Yeah,
a raccoon.
some small
game.
deer.
Small game is, like pheasants, rabbit.
This often includes pheasants, ducks, coyotes, and more.
Yeah.
Big game hunting. This is what I would do. Wasn't there a game called Big Game Hunting?
Cabela's big
Yeah.
game hunter.
Yeah. That's about as much experience of hunting I have at Caden.
Upton.
Yes. I was like, what the fuck is that? I was going to say Caden Sheen because he used to live 4 houses away.
Oh,
Caden
yeah.
Upton, yes. He used to live over there and I'd ride bike to his house and we'd play Cabela's Big Game Hunting.
Those
He never
games
let
are
me
fun.
play. I'd watch though.
It's fun.
Yeah, I was not very good at it. Or the in Nintendo 64, Duck Hunter.
Duck Hunter was fun.
I was good at that shit. Maybe I should get a real gun. Go back to my glory
Just
days.
point at your TV and pull the trigger.
Pop.
I just bought a new one today, actually.
And he bought a new TV
Yeah,
because
new
I
TV,
shot the last
the
one.
other one. Yeah. No, I got a new shotgun today.
Is it a good one?
Yeah,
It's a very nice shotgun.
it's really nice.
There was this guy I was talking to last
you
week.
both?
You bought one too?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
ago.
Yeah, I bought a new shotgun.
So there's this guy I was talking to last week, and he's in this private Facebook group, and he does gun raffles.
Yeah.
So you pay like $40 for a spot, and then they give away like a $500 handgun or whatever it is.
Mhm.
And he was showing me the one he got, and it's like an Indianapolis Colts handgun. I don't even know what it was, 9mm maybe, but it looked pretty cool. And I was like, damn, $40. You paid $40 and you got that gun.
Yeah, $40 for
It's
a
a
shot.
lot like gambling.
Yeah.
You pay $20
That's
and
what I was
play
like-
pull tabs, and then you hope that you hit.
Yeah.
That's what I put in for every gun raffle I can. I mean, not like crazy, but like
Yeah.
it depends on how many tickets there are. Like, so if a book, whatever, you can buy like a book for like $100, it's like $20 a ticket or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll throw them 100. I
Yeah.
never win.
And that's where it's cool with these Facebook groups, because like they sell 12 spots or 15 spots.
Yeah.
And then it's $40. And then they go on Facebook Live and they randomize it and pick that person
Yeah.
they win.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna start doing that.
I've done that a couple
gambling enough
times,
to do
like
that.
where I run into a guy at a bar and they're doing gun raffles and I'll drop $100 on
Yeah.
it and never
Oh, yeah.
win. But yeah,
But if you do,
it's sick because
Fuck,
you
you got
spent
one.
$100 for a
could have got
$500,
something.
$600, $700 gun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's where it's like I don't have any guns, which that's a good thing to put out
We
on
should
the internet.
we should take this.
I don't
guy
have
out,
any guns.
Get him his apprentice
But,
license and take him
I'm
out.
out there.
But to win one would be like sick. I'm never gonna go spend $500 on a gun, but if I win one for 50, that'd be sick.
Yeah. Would that be something you'd be open to doing? Would you come hunting with us if we took you out, got you your apprentice license, gave you a gun and
Oh, yeah.
everything?
I don't know what an apprentice license is.
It's
but
just basically a license you get for 1 year.
what kind of
like a
hunting
once in a
are we
lifetime.
like? Handguns or rifles?
You don't hunt with handguns. You bring a handgun as protection if you're hunting. Like
You say it
bigger
depends
game.
what you're hunting. What if
Or
you're
just-
hunting people? You know,
Normally, if you go out hunting, you always
you
bring
don't.
somebody. Usually, always has a sidearm in case you run into something like a cougar
bear.
or a bear or something.
Yep.
At least,
you hunting?
well, dude, there's cougars all over the state. I mean, there's
Broden
not a
goes
lot
to the
of
bars. He's like, "You better not find any cougars tonight."
them.
I'm
Just start
packing.
shooting old ladies at the bar.
Get away from
Just
me.
start dropping them.
Get away from me, lady. All right. Big game hunting can involve bears, deer, and wild boar. But for many people, elk hunting is the highlight of the year. When October is here, all equipment simply must work.
Liam shot an elk last year.
Did you? Have you ever seen the size of a moose? Is your mic fucked?
Is this thing working?
Give me a plug and an unplug on Liam's mic two spot.
Fucking rattling me. Do you think it's the fucking cord?
I don't know.
Anyways,
It could
Liam
be,
went
yeah.
out to the southwest part of North Dakota,
So
in the Badlands. You
Yeah.
want to take it away now?
I shot an elk last year. So in North Dakota, because population is so limited, it's called the Big Three. You only get one tag your entire lifetime as a resident in North Dakota for elk, moose, and bighorn sheep. So I somehow fucking managed to draw my elk tag. And I shot an elk last year down in the Badlands. So fucking awesome. Really cool. Tastes great. Some of the best meat I've ever
Best
fucking
steak I've
made.
ever had.
You
is
still
elk
got
steak.
any?
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say you probably got that for a bit.
I got it. Yeah. I've probably
Filled
gone
up
through
a
like
chest freezer.
yeah, I probably got like half left. And so I shot it
Damn.
last year. But now because of that, I started putting in for a license over in Montana.
So you can get one in every state.
Not every state. I mean where they live. So you can put in for
Arizona.
Montana.
Got an elk tag in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have elk in
dude, elk
Arizona.
hunting is really
Where the
good
fuck
in-
are elk not at? Because that was a joke I was
Fucking
going for.
New
that
York.
Yeah, no, they're in Arizona. That's what I have another
Florida.
buddy that just shot one in Arizona. So they have them in Arizona, Montana, especially
New Mexico,
Colorado, New Mexico, I think Utah.
So
Yep.
how are people? So I suppose the people like the game and fish department. That's what's called, right?
Yep.
They're making money. Do you have to pay for this elk tag then? How
Oh,
much
yes.
is it?
So for North Dakota, it was $30. So that's why it's the cheapest out tag I'll
Oh,
ever
so
have.
everyone pays $30 and the winner gets it for 30. Whoever gets the tag.
They give out more than one.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
Liam's $30 when he gets it and doesn't get an elk like this. Like let's say
It's
2
gone.
years
No,
ago.
do you get
your $30
Yeah,
gone?
it's different. Yeah, the big three, it takes it. But like if you put in for like a deer rifle tag and you don't get it, I think they refund you your money. I think.
I have no idea. Actually,
Because that's how they make money. Just everyone goes in and then
that's how the profit stays up. That's how they're able to maintain populations, workers, land, things like that. Because there's plots land, it's called, and so the plots land is like open to the public. It's stuff that farmers own that they allow plots land to come in or
and go. You can go hunt on this.
Yeah, you don't need anybody's permission.
Yeah, you can just go.
Yeah.
So where are the boundaries usually at? Can I just?
You can look them up. There's like an app or there's an app called Onyx.
There's an app.
Is it tough for me to just, if I was driving around, but like, would I be able to tell if this is somewhere I can hunt or not?
No. Most of the time,
it's posted on every corner. You should, if you're out in the country, you'll know.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of the time like they usually do like at least two of the.
So like a no
corners.
trespassing.
Yes.
So here's where we are right now. This is my Onyx app. So I've been driving around. I saw a pheasant here, so I dropped a pin here. I saw a pheasant here, so I dropped a pin there. So if you zoom way in, now you're starting to see boundary lines, all these squares of different land. So you can see here, and now that just recently North Dakota started electronically posting, which is
so can you shoot a pheasant right there in the middle of Garrison?
No, you're in town. You can't do that.
That's where his pin's at. It's right in the heart of Garrison.
Don't fucking tell people that.
Oh shit! I'm sorry,
son of a bitch.
Okay, we'll cut that out.
I can say it. It's in the middle of Glenburn, which is fine because
Garrison. Oh, I didn't.
There's a lot of birds up by Glenburn, dude.
It's just a marker,
upland, everything.
Yeah, I know.
Liam, I can cut that out if I need. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was like, I didn't know the people can't know.
No, well, that's always that's a niche thing between like hunters and this. And
to not tell where you saw stuff. Okay,
this and that.
We don't have hunters.
It depends on who you know. So, but that's the thing. So that's how the app works. So like that's how you'd be able to tell. So, I mean, here's the property line. So which is super crazy. You can tap on it. Boom. This is owned by this person. And all that stuff. So then you can see if you zoom out far enough if it's public land, if it's posted.
So you can figure out the families that have land and somehow get into their family so you can inherit.
Oh,
Or like when people post it like physically. Yeah. Like sometimes they'll leave their phone number and you can give them a call and ask permission.
Because some guys will post it because they want to hunt. They just want to hunt deer on it every year. But some guys are like big into goose hunting.
Yeah.
And maybe the landowner doesn't goose hunt. So he'll just, if you give me a call and then they say, yeah, I saw this flock of geese in your field. Do you mind if I come out and shoot them tomorrow? Like, I don't give a shit. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Nathan, go ahead.
Before the podcast ends, I want you guys to throw this in because like my dad never hunted, and like most people, like they learn hunting from their fathers.
Yeah.
So like I was always at school and like I'd hear everybody talk about like when pheasant season opened or like something like that, like, oh, pheasant hunting this, pheasant hunting that, or like all hunting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have no idea how the fuck to do any of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I hunt and I realize if you strip it down to the bare bones, people always have fancy stuff, but it's just like fishing. You need a fishing rod, fishing license, and you go out there. You want to explain to the audience like what the bare bones basics is to go out and hunt.
Dog.
It depends.
Go for like pheasant hunting, something easy.
Need a dog.
You don't need.
Yeah,
you need a gun.
Pheasant hunting.
Pheasant hunting. If someone just was like, I have no idea what to do, and I have minimal money.
Gun, shells, and decent boots, and
your good attitude
and fucking walk.
And good attitude.
You're gonna want some orange too.
That's it. Well, yeah, I mean you'll need all your safety requirements. But my grandpa never hunted. My dad learned completely on his own. Learned down in Indiana. He started hunting deer. He moved up here. He taught me everything he knows. I know what I know, and I know.
See, yeah, I'm in the same boat as Nathan. Like, because I just recently got in. My parents never were big into it, so. But I'm like you probably. You and Wyatt are the biggest influence on me.
Educators.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were like at the start of the year when I said, buy your bow license every week until you finally fucking bought it.
It was like 2 weeks.
All right.
My dad used to hunt all the time. And then the flood happened in 2011 and he left his hunting stuff in the garage, like stacked up really high, and then fell over and got all wet and shitty. So he hasn't hunted since the flood because all his hunting shit was in the flood.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I want to tag back on that topic anyway. But I mean, if you want to say like bird hunting, I mean, you don't need the fanciest fucking shit. You don't need all the Sitka camo. You don't need this and that. Our grandpas fucking sat out in the woods in a pair of blue jeans and a red flannel and shot a fucking deer that walked in front of them. You persistence, you go out, you go on YouTube, you learn as much as you possibly can. I mean, I shot the same bow for ever since I was in like middle school through high school until like 2 years ago. I bought a new one.
Could you go out there with like a bow like Robin Hood had? Like wooden?
A recurve.
One string?
That's called a recurve, yeah. So a recurve bow, so that's the difference between so there's recurve bows and compound bows, and then there's crossbows. That's
long bows.
I know crossbows.
Long bows.
That's what I would go with.
The Trojans.
Yeah.
But
People hunt
Flaming tips.
people do hunt with them, yeah. But so recurves super
Longbows are for the Trojans.
You fucking name it. But people don't typically do them because actually, fun fact. So this probably is going to make a lot of sense to you. But so there's a poundage, there's a scale when you draw your bow back.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. So like recurves, I mean, so
How hard it is to pull back?
how hard?
Like how difficult? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
poundage,
poundage.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
I learned that in archery class.
Yeah.
In high school.
There you go. Now you see, picking up on things.
Sorry, getting back into it.
But so like recurve bows, it's called let off. So not with recurve bows. So recurve bows don't have any let off. So when you pull it back, it's that same amount of tension the entire way until like you get max tension all the way back. But compound bows, because of the wheels on the top and bottom, I fucked that up. They're not called wheels. They're called something else.
That's okay. We're talking layman's terms. Bunch of idiots. Bunch of Eastons listen to this episode.
So the way that they're made is that when you hit a certain point, you roll that wheel over and there's let off. And then because of the way it's shaped, now instead of holding 70 pounds back here, you're actually holding like 40. So it's easier. So you can pull it back and relax. You can aim.
So it's working against you. It's almost like a counterweight.
Right.
So instead of 70, it's like, we'll give you, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah, once you pull it back far enough, it becomes easier.
Yeah.
You can feel it when you pull it back.
But you don't need, I mean, if you're getting into it, don't buy all the fanciest shit. Buy what you can afford and go out and learn. I mean, it's the same concept is that I used to have old Strata golf clubs before I started buying mine. I'd put $1 million on Tiger Woods to beat anybody with these shitty Strata golf clubs.
Yep.
Because he's just better at golf. It's all about what you know. It's all about the time that you put in.
Hey, it's not the paintbrush. It's the artist. That's what people say.
Exactly.
It's not it's not if you're using a longbow, if you're using compound crossbow, whatever it is, just be a good hunter.
Yeah.
I would like to use a crossbow though. That's like a gun, but a bow. You can't crossbow hunt?
I don't think you can just. You have to have a special permit. Usually due to like
they
a
usually give them
handicap,
to like handicap people. Yeah.
Yeah, like some guys got it he had shoulder surgery or something, so he can't pull back a bow. You need usually like a doctor's note, kind of, so to speak.
Yeah. Not the ones I used at Menards.
No.
Hey, doc.
Not the doctor's note copied and pasted by somebody you knew and signed by that person every time.
That's all you need to get back into hunting.
Yeah.
Just get the good stuff.
Yeah, just get a doctor's note.
All right, a couple more things here, and then we'll wrap this up so I can get to my men's league hockey game. Psychology behind bow hunting. Not bow hunting. Psychology behind hunting for your own meat. Through those studies show 79% of Americans support ethical hunting. A Google search for the psychology of hunting actually pulls up many internet articles claiming that hunters are mentally ill, sadistic, psychopathic, sociopathic, and criminals. Virtually nothing positive.
Yeah. I am all those things, but that's not why I hunt.
Yeah. But that has nothing to do with me hunting, all right?
Yeah.
In his highly acclaimed study of human aggression, The Anatomy of Human Destructiveness, psychologist Eric Fromm wrote, in the act of hunting, the hunter returns to their natural state, becomes one with the animal, and is freed from the burden of his existential split. To be part of nature and to transcend it by virtue of his consciousness. In stalking the animal, he and the animal become equals, even though man eventually shows his superiority. Most hunters say they hunt because they enjoy being outdoors, regardless whether they get something or not.
Yeah. We were hunting with a buddy one time, Alex. And that's what he said. We were out hunting pheasant and somebody shot a bird or something like that and we couldn't find it. It got up and ran or something. And he goes, well, that's why they call it hunting and not killing.
I like that.
Yeah.
You're just out there having a good time. Yeah. A couple brewskis. You guys drink beers when you're hunting or no?
That's very illegal.
Is it?
You cannot have any alcohol on your breath when you are hunting.
News to me.
You're operating firearms.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
I think a lot of this episode is news to you.
Oh, yeah. The whole thing, bro. I know nothing.
I didn't know you couldn't be shit-faced shooting guns.
Yeah. This isn't the West.
Now that I say that makes a lot of sense.
So
I could have thought about it before.
You guys out there having beer. Yeah, maybe after you're all done,
then you can
go back to the campsite.
Or on the way back, you see a little small town bar and you hop in there for lunch and a beer and you go home.
Oh, that's the best.
Oh yeah, because I suppose hunting is never at normal times of human days. It's usually at like You start at like 2 a.m. and then you go to what? You start early as fuck.
You have to be able to see.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, but
the rule is you can
sunrise.
start a half hour before sunrise.
Depends
That's
on
the
what
law.
it depends on what you're hunting.
Yes.
That changes.
That's for like duck hunting.
Did anyone hear him through that no mic?
Nathan says
That's for like duck hunting.
Duck hunting.
Like when you got to go out there at
2 a.m.
yeah,
you
3
gotta-
hours
you gotta
before the
set
ass
up,
crack of dawn, and you got to throw out all your decoys, and you got to
brush your blind.
everything. And then by the time it's sunlight, you're just sitting there waiting.
There's so much terminology we could get into.
Oh, tons and tons and tons. It's amazing. But I mean, going back to that, on that note, that when me and Broden were hunting the other day, we had knocked down a pheasant. We were trying to find it and everything and we had saw it for a second, and we were running through all this brush and all these
Real
trees
thick
and everything
shit.
like that. And it's very like it's exciting. It exhilarates you because it's so primitive. Like
Yeah.
you
feel like you're back in the old
yeah,
days.
Yeah, you think about like if I don't find this pheasant, I don't get to eat tonight or something like that.
I have to do the samurai.
Bushido.
Is that what it's called?
Fucking,
Your guy
what is
knows what the samurai
No, what did you say?
suicide is.
No, Bushido
Seppuku.
is the way. It's seppuku.
Seppuku, yeah.
Bushido is the way of the samurai.
Yeah.
So when isn't it like the stab here, go down and over?
No,
It
it's
doesn't have to be. It can just be across the guts and across.
Okay.
Is it seppuku? Is that what it is?
Seppuku.
Yeah.
I remember learning that in Hendershot's class.
Yeah.
You're in that, yeah. You guys ever went snipe hunting?
Snipe hunting.
Can't say I have.
So snipe hunting, I have went snipe hunting
Actually,
once in my life.
I think I did once. Or we sent someone else.
It's an
snipe hunting.
old urban legend.
Yep. So a snipe.
Actually, don't tell anybody.
That's fine. It's mainly to get younger kids. If you fall for it when you're an adult, you should probably be putting on some grippy socks and take a weekend vacation in an insane asylum.
Like the rest of hunters, apparently, according to that article.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So a snipe hunt is a type of practical joke or fool's errand in existence in North America as early as the 1840s, in which an unsuspecting newcomer is duped into trying to catch a non-existent animal called a snipe.
Snipe is a real bird, actually.
Yeah.
It's a species of birds I found
Yes.
through my research.
And that's actually so you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
What?
Anyways,
So at the snipe, so the term sniper actually is derived from the snipe is a very elusive bird.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty small and they're very camouflaged. So that's what, if a person could shoot, like find and shoot a snipe and kill it, then they were called a sniper. And that's how the term is used nowadays.
Oh, I like that. Look at that. A little etymology
yeah, there you go.
where a word came from. Look at
Look
that.
at you.
So the target of the prank is led to an outdoor spot and given instructions for catching the snipe. These often include waiting in the dark and holding an empty bag or making noises to attract the creature. So I have a couple stories about this. First time I ever went snipe hunting, I was at the lake. I was probably, 10 years old, and my cousin Austin from Bismarck, you know Austin.
I know.
Him and his buddies they went to Bismarck High, and him and his buddies were out there at the lake, and I wasn't the one snipe hunting. He made his buddy go snipe hunting, and he went out in the field out in front of the cabin, and he gave him a grocery bag and said, okay, you got to run around in a circle, and you have to put the plastic bag above your head, and you say, snipe, snipe, come into my bag, snipe, snipe, come into my bag. And if you do that enough, a bird will fly into your bag and you'll catch a snipe.
That's crazy that somebody believed that. So we used to go camping with some family friends, and we called him Uncle Doug.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
He would fool so many people doing this. And then somebody that was my brother's age, so at the time he was probably like 18 or something like that.
Yep.
We bring him out to this field. We brought him out to this field, and like we drove down to the very far end of it, and we let him out there with a plastic bag. And he said, all right, you're going to post up here, and we're going to go back to the other end, and we're going to walk that way, and we're going to flush him to you, and you'll hear him running at you.
Yeah.
Hold the bag down and catch him. So what we would do is we'd bring him out to that field, all the way on the far end, drop him there, leave him, and just drive back to the camper.
Just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like, dude, there's a bunch of different ways they do it, but how it ended, my cousin's buddy, he would run around with the bag. He's running above his head, and he's like, snipe, snipe, come into my bag. And my cousin Austin was a pitcher in baseball. He threw a rock into this kid's bag
No.
above his head, and he hit it. So I'm sure the kid's running around feels like
Christ.
there's a bird in his bag. So we're watching this. He grabs me. He's like, oh my God, I got one. And I'm like, no fucking shit that you just made that rock into his back. One, you're throwing a rock at the kid.
Yeah, holy fuck.
And what if you hit the guy in the head?
Yeah, it should have just pieced him in the forehead.
And that guy's gonna be like, dude, that snipe flew right into my head.
Yeah.
I don't think you would have been saying anything if you fucking took a rock to the noggin.
I don't think it was like
He woke up and he's like, dude, that bird was huge.
Holy fuck, he's in the hospital. There's a fucking snipe.
Dude, I don't think that was a snipe. I think it was an eagle. It was a falcon.
punch.
I got falcon punched.
Got a falcon in the bag. But yeah, and then I did it to my billet brother when I moved to Canada. And I got a video of it, and I did it to my sister. It actually just popped up, Braxton, when she was like 8 or 9 years old. Just popped up. She was running in front of my parents' house. But snipe hunting, that's a good practical joke. I should do that to more people. All right, let's go over some weird hunting laws, and then we'll wrap the pod here. So some weird hunting laws. In Arizona, you may not hunt camels.
They just roaming around?
I don't know. I didn't know there was a lot of camels there. It is the desert, somewhere in there, right?
I guess.
It is illegal for a blind individual to hunt in Texas.
Yeah, it makes
a lot. It should be illegal probably everywhere.
Yeah, I think they're doing it right on that one.
In Georgia, you can't shoot deer in any lake, stream, or pond. So I suppose you're shooting them and they're running. They just get in the water and they look at you like
it's like an ethical thing. Too easy, It's just swimming.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's really slow at swimming. So
can deer swim?
Yeah, they can, but they're
not well.
Yeah,
but they can.
They got hooves.
They are paddle.
buoyant.
Hooves aren't good for swimming.
No.
Yeah.
We've put flippers.
They are buoyant.
Put flippers on a deer. Be kind of cool.
Be hard.
Bow hunters in New Hampshire must put their name and address on all of their arrows.
Seems logistical, kind
I
of, in
guess.
a way.
In case they lose it.
You may not use trail cameras during the season in Montana. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
And it actually goes down to, I think they moved it to more of the ones, the electrical ones where it can kind of tell you, give you notification when something goes in front of it.
I got one of those.
You need written permission from the state wildlife director to take a piebald.
A what?
A piebald? Is that a thing? Piebald? Piebald?
What's
Piebald?
the
P-I-E, pie, bald, or an albino deer in Oklahoma. So the saying
is just because
I don't know if they're rare. Yeah. So the saying is if it's brown, it's down, but if it's white, you better write.
Okay.
That's what they
I
say.
didn't know that.
In Florida, it is illegal to molest a key deer.
I think that's called bestiality, and it's illegal everywhere.
Should be.
Florida doesn't surprise me for anything.
Yeah, they gotta write that one down.
I gotta hear the story.
Would you guys quit fucking deers?
I gotta hear the story behind that. They're like, I really didn't think we had to tell you guys not to do this.
Yeah.
But we just picked up Earl. He just came on the side of the road, and
he came on the side of the road. All right.
It's illegal to shoot a buffalo from a second-story hotel window in Texas.
Seems like an old West law, but
yeah. Connecticut states that you may not hunt gray squirrel, rabbit, or other fur-bearing creatures with dynamite, fire, smoke, brimstone, sulfur, gas, or chemicals.
Hunting with chemicals.
Brimstone. What the hell is brimstone?
Fire and brimstone. I don't even know what brimstone is, but
sounds Game of Thronesy.
Yeah, like you could name somebody that and they'd be badass.
Bigfoot hunting is legal in Texas, which is okay if you find them shoot. You may not take a picture of a rabbit from January to April in Wyoming.
What?
Don't know why, but you can't do it.
Okay.
How you're going to get caught, how you're going to get persecuted is beyond me, but what do you do,
Brimstone is sulfur.
Brimstone is sulfur?
Yeah.
So it's just the smelly shit?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is episode 18 on hunting, everyone. Liam, you taught me a lot there. I kind of like this episode.
I'm glad. I'd love to.
We're going to do more episodes where one of us
more.
knows a lot more about one of the top,
Yeah,
where the other two can be a student.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please. If you have any legitimate interest in hunting, Broden, anyone else would love to take you out. Same for anyone listening. If you want to get into it, I think.
Are you trying to offer a guide service?
Yeah. Welcome to Owen's Guiding.
Yeah, no, don't trust me to guide you anywhere, but I would be happy to educate anyone or get someone into it because I have some of the most fond, incredible memories growing up hunting with my dad. And I think it's a pastime that can be passed down. And
I think that's a big thing too, is like one day you want to teach your son all the shit that you were taught. Yeah.
It's humbling. It teaches you hard work and dedication. And I think it's something that probably has a spot for everyone if you could get into it. So
And if you ever want to just go off the map like Ted Kaczynski and start sending people bombs in the mail, you're going to need to know how to do some of this.
probably.
You're going to need some food.
Gonna need some food.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. That is episode 18. Leave a comment. We need some more comments, people. Get us some comments. We want to read those at the beginning of the show. Leave
Tell
a rating
us
or review.
Dog shit, even. Like, I don't care. Type anything.
Type anything. Leave a rating or review. We're getting a lot of good feedback on the algorithm kind of pushing our podcast. So leave that, and we'll see you guys next week for episode 19 of the 3 Dudes Podcast.